Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I just touched something and I lost my chats. Hey, Miss Shirley. I got a whole basket of laundry for you to fold. I touched something on my screen and now I can't see my chat on the side, so I don't know what I did. Hey, Vincy Lou Ho. So I'm gonna I'll read the chatter from here. I don't know. Cray. I'm tired today. I'm always tired on Thursdays. Thursdays where, but Thursday I'm so exhausted. I just don't even know which way I'm coming. Ooh. I didn't bring. I didn't bring anything to drink back here. I forgot. Hey, Ori. Hey, Miss Andrea. How are you? Like I was saying, If you guys didn't hear me, I hit something over on the side over here, and here, and my chat thing went away. So I'm gonna watch, read you guys on my phone over here. Uh-oh. Oh man. Andrea, thank you so much for letting me read this. I love me some shifter books. This should be good. Should be good. Yeah. It's my birthday month. And so all the books that I'm reading this month um, are my genre, my favorite genres. So, well, I'm sure I will. I have no doubt I will. So, alrighty. A couple more minutes. Let's give everybody time to get on. So, have y'all, and I've seen Jackie talk about this book and stuff, but have you guys read Den of Vipers yet? I started it today on audiobook. That's some wicked stuff. Some blood, gore, mean motherfucking crud going on, but it sounds like it's gonna be good. It's all over TikTok. I don't know. A bunch of people are reading it on TikTok. Has nothing to do with shifters. I was just conversing in general. Andrea, what else of yours did I have I read? Because it's been a while, but I've read something else of yours. I remember. Vinci, Den of Vipers is about a mafia, possibly motorcycle gang somewhere in Europe. Doesn't really name a town, I don't think. Um, they kidnapped this girl because her daddy sold her, but to pay for his debts. But she's a woman that owns a bar, so yeah, I just got into it. It's good though. You'd like it. Apparently, it's a really long book, a really big book. I have to look, Andrea, and see if I can figure out. Oh, MC, you need to keep coming back then because we got some MC this month too. MC is my all-time favorite. I love me some MC. There should be some MC shifters on there. Um, what's her name? Esther Schmidt, I think is her name. Is that right? Am I saying it right? Esther Schmidt does. She has motorcycle cowboys, and then she's done a spinoff from that with some werewolves involved. So she's building up this whole little world, and she twisted it, put a twist in there with some, got a whole bunch of her books. And they're short reads, about like your prequel here. Hey, Julia. How are you, darling? Julie, I think it's warmer up there than it is down here. It may have gotten up to 70 down here today. It's been cool. All right, y'all ready for me to get started? Let's get this show on the road. I gotta take my glasses off so I can read. I'll sweat on today. All right. Havenwood Forest, our chapter 1, Julian. Havenwood Forest is a majestic, captivating place, especially on the night of a full moon. There's this great swimming hole where my brother Gabriel and I like to hang out and swim. It's our secret place for when we want to distance ourselves from Michael, our father, alpha, and leader of the Havenwood Wolf Pack. Our mother died during childbirth with our little sister, Anna. That was 10 years ago. Our family has never been the same since. Before their deaths, my father was a compassionate, loving, and patient family man. Since then, he's been closed off, ignorant, impatient, and unforgiving. We don't blame him per se. I can't imagine what it would be like to lose your fated mate. What's a fated mate, you ask? A fated mate is the one person you're meant to be with for the rest of your life. There is no other like it. To be introduced to your other half and to feel that spark is what every shifter wants and longs for, including yours truly. It's a beautiful morning here in Havenwood Forest. I just woke up and decided to take a run before I leave the pack house. I decided to ask Gabriel if he wants to join me. Gabriel and I have always been close, even though there are 3 years between us. I knock on his bedroom door, then enter. Morning, Gabriel. Let's go for a run. Gabriel huffs, throws a pillow at me, and rolls over. Ugh, Julian, why so early? I laugh. What do you mean, why so early? It's already 8 in the morning. I toss the pillow back at him. Gabriel sits up, rubbing his eyes. I had a date with Heather last night. Didn't get home until after midnight. Heather is the eldest daughter of the alpha in the Sleepy Hills pack, which runs beside Havenwood Forest. A few years ago, her father and Michael decided to try to match Heather with one of us. I'm glad it turned out that Gabriel was her fated mate. Leaves me free to find mine. Doesn't she come of age in a few months? I curiously ask. Yep, in 3 months. Then we can have our mating ceremony. In our pack, you have to be at least 18 to have a mating ceremony. After that, you mark, if you haven't already, and mate them under the ethereal light of the full moon. Hey, Julian, I have a thought. Why don't you join us tonight? We're getting together with a few of our friends at the local bar in town. In the human town? I don't know, Gabriel. Ah, come on. You never know. You might even have a great time. Gabriel grins. I can't help but smile. Tell you what, I'll join you guys tonight if you go running with me now. Oh, all right. Let me just splash some water on my face, then we can go. I leave Gabriel's room and head outside to wait for him. Soon, I tell my wolf. I'll let you out soon. Carol, chapter 2. I love morning in this town. It's so picturesque and quaint. I'm already awake, dressed, and put together to go running. I live on the outskirts of Havenwood, so every morning I run into town, talk to my friends, and get some breakfast. Today, I also have to place a grocery order to our house for delivery later on in the day. I try to help my parents out whenever I can. They own and run the local bar here in Havenwood. The business is good, but a lot of work. I also bartend 4 nights a week. Today is actually my day off, but I'm still going to the bar tonight. A few of my friends are getting together, including my best friend Heather. We actually met running along the outskirts of Havenwood Forest last year. Yep, I exercise a lot. Her 18th birthday is coming up in 3 months. I just turned 20 a month ago. As I arrive in town, I head to the local diner where I'm supposed to meet Harlan. He's my boyfriend. We've been dating for 2 years now. He's also the only child of my parents' best friends. As I saunter into the diner, I see that Harlan is already sitting down at a table. I walk over to him and sit down. Carol, my love, I've missed you. He kisses my forehead. Good morning, Harlan. How's the business going? It's actually going really good. I'm already up to 20 patients now. Harlan recently graduated as an OBGYN. He now shares his father's practice. I'm so proud of you, Harlan. You worked so hard for this. Thank you, Carol. You don't know how much that means to me. He reaches for my hand. Carol, I have a very important question I want to ask you. I start to get incredibly nervous. Yes? Harlan looks lovingly into my eyes. Will you make me the happiest man on earth and marry me? I'm in shock. I'm sorry. What did you just say? Will you, Carol, do me the honor and be my wife? Harlan then pulls out his grandmother's antique engagement ring. It's beautiful. I start to stammer. I don't know what to say. Say you'll be my wife. I blank. Do I really care enough about Harlan to marry him? I wish I knew. After a few moments of silence, Harlan speaks up. I know that this is a big decision to make. How about I give you a few days to think about it? You can also hold on to the ring to prove how serious I am about you. Harlan then places his grandmother's ring into my hand. I better get going. I have my first patient in an hour. Talk soon. Harlan rises up, kisses me on the lips, and heads out the door. I really don't know how long I sit there contemplating what to do. I mean, Harlan just dropped this bomb on me and then had to leave. Could he have had worse timing? Hi, Carol. Carol, are you all right? I look up to see that Heather has joined me. Heather, thank goodness you're here. I have so much to tell you. Heather takes a sip of her tea. You seem in shock. Tell me what happened. I take a deep breath in and out. Harlan just asked me to marry him. Heather's eyes grow big. Wow. You're serious, aren't you? Where is he? I fiddle with my hands. He had to leave to go to his practice. His first patient of the day was going to arrive soon. Heather's eyebrows raise. Wait a minute. Are you telling me he proposed to you and then left? What did you say? She says, baffled. I didn't. I was in shock and wasn't sure what to say. I mean, he asked me to marry him. I don't even know if he's the one. I pause and take a drink. Heather, I want what you and Gabriel have. That connection. Heather smiles. Believe me, Carol, when I say that when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But if you're not sure regarding Harlan, should you really string him along? He gave me a few days to think about it. I'll make my decision and let him know. I just don't want to hurt him. All I can suggest is that you be true to yourself. And get up and give Heather a hug. Thank you so much for being my best friend. I don't know what I would do without you, I say. I feel exactly the same way, Carol. Look, I'm supposed to meet Gabriel soon, but if you need me, I can call and let him know that I'm going to be late. No, don't do that. Go meet Gabriel. I'll be fine. Heather looks at me curious. Are you sure? I smile. I'm positive. Go. I'll see you guys tonight. We hug each other, then head our separate ways. I go to the bookstore and pick up 2 new romance books. One about strong and virile Vikings, and the other about supernatural creatures called shifters, whatever that is. I then head to the grocery store, place the food order, and head home to read for a bit before I'm supposed to meet up with my friends. Chapter 3, Julian. It's around 7 in the morning when Gabriel, Heather, and I are 7 in the evening when Gabriel, Heather, and I head over to the local bar in the town. By the time we get there, it's already pretty busy. We're walking by filled tables when somebody calls out to us, "Over here!" We head over to the group as they gesture to us. "Hey guys, Heather and I would like you to meet my brother Julian. Julian, this is John, Sylvia, Roger, and Danielle," Gabriel says as he introduces everyone. "Hi, it's nice to meet everyone. Gabriel talks about you guys a lot." Nothing bad, right?" questions Danielle. I chuckle. "Only good things, I promise." Heather looks around. "Where's Carol?" "She's in the back helping her parents. They didn't think it would be this busy tonight. She should be out soon," supplies John. That name. Penny for your thoughts, Julian," says Heather. "I was just wondering why that name sounds so familiar." Heather smiles. "Carol's my best friend. You've probably heard me and Gabriel talk about her. Oh, wait, there she is, over there." I look in the direction where Heather is pointing. My eyes land upon this magnificent creature. Tall, curvy, and oh, so tempting. Then it hits me. Her scent. Citrus with a hint of mint. In other words, delicious. My wolf comes forward. Mate. I can't believe it. This woman I haven't even met yet is my fated mate. Carol. I'm serving drinks to a table when I start to have this feeling that something very important is about to happen. After I set the last drink down, I turn around and see my group of friends, as well as this gorgeous guy who reminds me of a Greek god, and he's staring right at me. I get so nervous I trip. I brace myself for the fall, but I never hit the ground. Instead, I land in the gorgeous guy's arms. I feel tingly and warm all over, and I have trouble speaking. What happened?" "It's all right, darling. I've got you," he says with a deep, gravelly voice. What are you guys chattering about? I don't know why, but I believe him. Next thing I hear is someone clearing their throat. The huge man sets me back on my feet, but doesn't let me go. "Carol, are you all right?" Heather asks with a worry. I nod my head. "I'm fine. I must have slipped on something." "Well, good thing Julian caught you then," affirms Gabriel. "Julian? My brother," states Gabriel. "Julian, I'd like you to meet my best friend Carol," introduces Heather. What a delightful name for a ravishing beauty. Julian kneels down and kisses my hand. I can't help it. I blush all over. What's happening to me? Julian must know something's going on since he rises and leads me to an empty seat to sit down. "Please, Carol, you need to rest for a minute. I'll get you some water." Julian suggests, then heads to the bar. Heather whispers in my ear, "Hey, are you all right?" Um, I'm not sure how to explain it. Can we go to your parents' office to talk? Yeah, I think that would be good. I start to get up and lead Heather to the office, but before we can get there, Julian's by my side. Carol, where are you going? I have your water. Heather stands in front of Julian. Julian, thank you for her drink. We're just going to talk. Why don't you go back to the table? We'll be back soon. All right, I guess. Julian reluctantly heads back to the table. Heather turns back to me. Come on, let's go talk. After we enter the office and sit down, I just stare into space. Carol, are you really okay? I've never seen you like that. Actually, I've never seen Julian act like that. The only time that even comes close was when my older brother met his soulmate. Heather pauses. Oh my God, that's it. Julian's your soulmate. She squeals. I'm flabbergasted. Soulmate? It doesn't happen that quickly, does it? In some situations it can, but it is rare. I can't believe this. I'm so happy. But wait, Harlan's already asked me to marry him. Carol, you haven't given him an answer yet. You can still be with Julian if you want to. It's all happening too fast. I just don't know what to do. Heather reaches over and pulls me into a heartfelt hug. Carol, no matter what you decide, I'll always be in your corner. That's what best friends do. I take a deep breath in and then release it. I really appreciate that, Heather. Okay, time to head back out there. We get up, leave the office, and head back to our friends and my possible soulmate. Chapter 4, Julian. Um, Andrea, how far do you want me to read? Because the rate I'm going, I might finish the book. I'll go ahead and read another chapter while you reply back. Chapter 4, Julian. I can't sit still. Heather is still in the back talking with my fated mate. My wolf is becoming very impatient. Now that we've found her, he wants to mark and mate her right away. I do as well, but I don't want to scare her. I'm pretty sure she's human. That will cause issues with my father, but I don't care. We're fated mates. That trumps everything. Julian, what's up? You've been acting weird ever since you met Carol, observes Gabriel. Let's go outside. I could use some fresh air, I suggest. Gabriel and I get up from the table and walk out to the patio. Gabriel, Carol's my fated mate. I felt it as soon as I saw her. The color drains from Gabriel's face. Crap, that's not good. My hackles rise up. What do you mean that's not good? Julian, calm down. You'll break something if you're not careful. Yeah, you, my wolf says. I take a deep breath of fresh air and try to push my wolf back. Gabriel starts again. Look, I love Carol, my wolf and I growl. As a friend, you know that Heather is my fated mate. You've got to rein in your wolf. Okay. We'll see how far I go. See if I can leave him. I realized that Gabriel was right. Look, I'll try. It just pissed us off what you said. I understand, Julian. It's just that you know how Father feels about this. He and the pack won't like it. Gabriel's not wrong. Our father is extremely rigid, closed minded, and doesn't like change. In our pack, you can only mate another wolf shifter. But this is different. We're talking about fated mates here. Their goddess sent. Father will have to adapt and learn to accept. Julian, are you good to go back inside? My brother asks as he raises his eyebrows. Yeah, I'm good. Let's go back in. As we walk back to our table, I notice that Heather and Carol are back, but it looks like their four other friends have left. Hey, you guys! John told us that you two were talking outside. Everything all right? Queries Heather. Gabriel goes to her and kisses her passionately. Everything's fine. Where did you and John and the rest of them go? Where did John and the rest of them go? They went home. It's starting to get quite late anyway. I think I'll head home too. Oh, wait a minute. They went home. It's starting to get quite late anyway. I think I'll head home too, says Carol. I can't help it. I quickly move closer to her and gaze into her eyes. I'll take you home, I offer. She looks very unsure. Please, Carol. I just want to make sure that you arrive home safely. She thinks for a minute. Okay, that sounds good. Just let me say goodbye to my parents. I'll be waiting right here. Carol. I say goodbye to my parents and let them know that Gabriel's brother is driving me home. After that, Julian and I say goodnight to Heather and Gabriel and leave the bar. Julian leads me to a truck and opens my door for me. After I seat myself, he closes my door and heads to the driver's side. He climbs in, starts the engine, and asks where I live. I give him the address and we depart. During the drive to my house, Julian and I share energetic conversation. He talks about his family, his childhood, hopes and dreams. I share about my family, my love of running, and that I have to travel one day, that I want to travel one day and have a family. I have to admit, it's so easy to be with Julian. Like, we're meant to be together. Maybe Heather is right. Carol. Crap, I zoned out. I'm sorry, Julian. I was just thinking about something. Julian smirks. Something good, I hope. I nod. The rest of the drive is quiet, but that's all right. I have lots to think about. When we finally pull into my driveway, Julian parks the truck, turns to me, and holds my hands. Another shiver goes through me, and by the look of his eyes, he feels it too. Carol, I know we just met, and this will seem really fast, but I really like you. You're special, and I don't want to say goodbye. I start to giggle nervously, like not knowing what to say. Thankfully, Julian makes the decision easy. He leans closer and takes control of the situation with his lips. The kiss is amazing. He starts by pressing his lips to mine and slowly begins to move them. As he's doing that, he moves his hands down my body to my hips and grips them. He makes this rumbling sound that's almost animalistic. I get the feeling that he's the predator and I'm his prey. The scary part is, I like it. I don't know how much time has gone by when we finally get out of the truck, but the temperature has dropped a little. Julian walks me to the front door. Julian, thank you for the ride. I really do appreciate it. My pleasure, darling. Anything for you. I hesitate for a beat, then say, I'd like to invite you in, but my parents should be home soon, and I have some things to think about. It's all right, Carol. I'm not going to push you. You go at your pace. I look into those stormy eyes and realize it's true. Julian, would you like to join me for dinner tomorrow night? Let's say at around 6 in the evening. Julian smiles wide. I'd love to. We exchange numbers, kiss each other goodnight, and head our separate ways. Chapter 5. After a very pleasant night's sleep, I wake up and do my normal routine. Though before I leave for my run, I make sure to take Harlan's ring with me. I have to be honest with him. I felt more with Julian in one night than I have with Harlan in 2 years. I know this is going to be difficult no matter what, but I have to do what's right for Harlan and myself. When I finally arrive in town, I head to Harlan's instead of the diner. We already know He already knows I'm coming over. As I climb up the stairs to his apartment, I try to come up with what to say to him. No matter what, he's going to be hurt. I can't change that, but I have to be honest. I pad over to his apartment door and knock. A moment later, Harlan opens his door, all dressed and ready to go to work. Carol, come on in, he says, happily grinning. He must think I'm going to accept his marriage proposal. He leads me over to the couch and we sit down. I try to take a deep breath and calm down. Harlan notices. Carol, are you all right? I take the plunge. Harlan, I have something to tell you. I remove his grandmother's ring from my fanny pack and hold it out to him. I'm so sorry, but I can't accept this ring or your proposal. As soon as I utter those words, Harlan's grin falls as he takes the ring and slumps into the couch. What? I don't understand. Harlan, I've been having doubts for a few weeks now. Plus, I've met someone else. Harlan stands up and starts pacing. You met someone? When? I swallow. I met him yesterday. Wait, I know what you're going to say. How can I care about someone so quickly? But I do. Something inside me tells me he's special. I need to see where this goes. Harlan looks right at me, visibly upset. How can you make a decision like this so quickly? I thought we were meant to be. I dip my head. I'm sorry, Harlan, but I have to be honest with myself. I stand up and start walking to the door. Halfway there, I stop, turn around, and say, Take care, Harlan. I hope you can find your own happiness someday. I walk out the door, down the stairs, and out of the building. I feel terrible for hurting him, but I realize that I wasn't truly happy with him. We both have to move on. I run home and rest for a bit before my dinner date with Julian. In my heart, I know I did the right thing. Julian, my morning starts out as it normally does. I spend a couple of hours with my father for alpha training. When that's finally done, Gabriel and I go to the swimming hole for some fun. We always have a great time there. We get to act like kids again. After we swim around for a while, we sit down on a fallen log and Gabriel starts to talk. So, what happened to you and Carol last night? You never came back to the bar with the truck. Heather and I had to run home. Shit. Whoops. Shit. I'm so sorry, Gabriel. I totally forgot about you two. Gabriel grins. Man, Carol already has you wrapped around her little finger, doesn't she? My wolf starts to push through and growl. Wow, you weren't kidding. She really is your fated mate. This is incredible. As I push my wolf back, I continue with the topic. Carol's already invited me over to dinner tonight. What should I bring? What's her favorite flower? Does she drink? Does she like chocolate? Gabriel puts his hand on my shoulder. Julian, you need to relax. Carol's favorite flower is wildflowers. No, she doesn't drink, and yes, she's a chocoholic like Heather is. Just be yourself and don't hurt her. Thanks, Gabriel. I won't mess this up. We give each other a brotherly hug, shift back into our wolves, and head back to the pack house. Chapter 6, Carol. It's already 5 in the evening. I have 1 hour to finish cooking dinner, set the table, and get ready for my date with Julian. I can't wait. I take the roast beef and baked potatoes out of the oven and set them on the stovetop. Then put the garlic bread back in the oven to heat. The Caesar salad I made a little earlier is now on the table. I recheck the bread and transfer it to a platter. Now all I have to do is finish getting dressed. I run upstairs and go into my room. The dress I picked out is already lying on the bed. It's a cute summer dress with spaghetti straps and sunflowers on it. Also make sure to change into my best black lace panties. You never know what's going to happen. After that's done, I double check my hair and makeup. All I have to do is reapply some gloss to my pink lips. I've been told in the past that my lips are one of my best features. so they don't need much. Just then, I hear the doorbell ring. I quickly check my alarm clock. Oh, he's early. I sprint down the stairs, reach for the doorknob, and open the door. There, standing on my family's welcome mat, is not Julian, it's Harlan. I'm in absolute shock. Harlan, what are you doing here? I asked, surprised. He takes a step into the house. Well, Carol, I happened to see your parents at the diner earlier. They let me know that they wouldn't be home all night since they have to do inventory at the bar. You didn't tell them about this new guy, did you? Something must be wrong with him. I huff and fold my arms across my chest. Harlan, that's none of your business. Please leave. He steps further into the house. I don't understand you right now, Carol. How can you give up a 2 year relationship with me for a guy you just met yesterday? I have a great job, I'm stable, and I can take care of you. I bet this other guy can't even give you what I can. I'm starting to grow really agitated and tired of what Harlan thinks. His name is Julian, and it doesn't matter what you think. I point to the open door. I'm going to say this one more time. Please leave. I'm not finished with you yet, he responds as he grabs my arm. You you are finished. Unhand her, rasp a deep, gravelly voice. I turn my head and my eyes land on Julian. He's standing on the porch, angry, his eyes wide and ringed in gold. His fists are clenched and animalistic growls are coming from his throat. Harlan releases his grip and moves back, surprised. You're the one she has a date with? Julian steps in front of me in a protective manner. Harlan, Harlan, it's time to leave. You're not to bother Carol again. If you do, you'll deal with me. Harlan passes by us as he starts to leave, then stops and looks back. You'll pay for taking Carol away from me, Julian. I promise you that. Harlan heads down the porch steps, jogs to his car, gets in, and drives away. Julian then moves over to the front door, closing and locking it. Once that's done, he turns around and embraces me. I can't help but shake a little. I've never seen Harlan like that before. Everything's going to be all right now, Carol. You have my word. Julian follows me to the kitchen. Dinner is already dished up. I then lead him to the dining room table and we set the food down. He pulls my chair out for me and I sit down and smile. He seats himself in the chair across from me. Wow, Carol, you look beautiful. I love that dress on you. My cheeks redden. Thank you. You look extremely handsome yourself, Julian. We both chuckle. The tension from before breaks. Look, look at all this wonderful food. You outdid yourself, Carol. I can't help but grin. You're so sweet. Julian winks at me. I bet you're even sweeter, he says as he grins like a Cheshire cat. That does it. I start to feel warm all over, especially south of the equator. Julian smiles, then digs into his meal. I try to calm myself down. There's no sense in getting horny at the dinner table. Eat first, then see where this goes, I tell myself. About an hour later, the table is cleared, dishes are cleaned and put away, and Julian and I are having some tea and cookies while I'm sitting on the couch. Carol, I've got to say, dinner was absolutely marvelous. I could eat like that every day. I smirk. You certainly looked like you enjoyed it. Honestly, thought there would be more leftovers than there are. Julian coughs slowly. Yeah, I do eat quite a lot. I got through a lot of energy, so I need to replenish it. I decide to take a chance and move closer to him. As I carry out this action, he stretches his arm and places it around my shoulders. I then lean my hand against his chest and begin to trail my long, thin fingers down his pecs and stomach. As I reach his hips, I look him in the eyes. I head for the bulge that's tinting his jeans. At the last moment, though, I skip over it and run my fingers down his legs. Julian's already breathing heavily and seems to be extremely horny. His voice starts to rumble. Be careful, darling. If you continue on this path, I can't promise that I'll be a good boy and stop. I smile coyly. Maybe I don't want you to stop, Julian. Maybe I want to go all the way with you. I start to lower my shoulder straps. Julian's eyes widen and he quickly raises my straps back up into place. Julian, what's going on? Don't you want me? Julian's voice rumbles loudly just as his eyes darken. Oh, Carol, of course I want you. I want you so much. But there's something important I have to tell you first. I slump. I should have known this was too good to be true. Let me guess. You're either seeing someone or married, right? Julian laughs. No, Carol, I'm very much single and I care for you very much. He leans in and gives me a quick kiss. Then what is this all about? Julian grasps my hands. It has to do with my family and my heritage. I pause for a moment, then say, okay, I'm ready. Has Gabriel or Heather ever told you where my family lives? Actually, no, they haven't. Well, my family has owned and lived in Havenwood Forest for many generations. Wait, you actually live in the forest? Yes, our whole pack does. Pack? Julian, what are you talking about? I question in disbelief. Julian sighs. Maybe it's just better if I maybe it's better if I just show you. But promise me that you won't scream or run away. He says calmly as he gets off the couch, moves to the middle of the room, and starts to undress himself. Julian, you know what? Maybe this was all of a sudden Julian's gone, and in his place is this huge black wolf. I start to scream, but then swallow it. The wolf hasn't moved. In fact, it's now sitting on its hind legs, appearing quite docile. I decide to take a chance and move closer to the wolf to get a better look. As I paid closer as I pad closer to him, I look over the wolf's face, especially his eyes. I quickly realize that this wolf has Julian's eyes. Oh my gosh, it is Julian. Julian. I really took a chance shifting in front of Carol like that. I'm still in my wolf form, and Carol carefully steps closer to me. My wolf and I feel proud. Our mate is strong and courageous. She kneels on the ground and stares up at my face. She gasps. Oh my gosh, Julian, you turned into a wolf. Is this some kind of magic? I cautiously back up, shift back, and dress. I then take Carol's hands and raise her up off the floor. Carol, my family, my pack, and I are called shifters. We're born this way. We can shift forms from human to our animal and then back. My wolf is part of who I am. He actually scented you first. That's how I knew. Carol gazes curiously at me. Scented me? What does that mean and what did you find out? Everyone has a shift. Everyone has a scent. We are drawn to yours, and there's a reason for that. You're our fated mates. Fated mate? Is that anything like a soulmate? Quite similar, actually. When we first touched at the bar, did you feel anything? I think back. Actually, yes, I did. An exquisite shiver went through me, and I felt warm all over. It was magical. You felt it too. Yes, it felt like an electrical shock going through me, but amazing. My wolf also claimed you as our mate. Wow, that sounds so romantic. I am filled with joy. Carol seems to be accepting our ways. So, what do you think? Carol looks me in the eye. It honestly explains some things. The rumbling, growling, oh, and your eyes turning gold. I can't help but smile. But then she starts to frown. Darling, what's wrong? You said that your whole family in pack and shifters. Does that include Gabriel and Heather? I now understand where her mind is going. I sigh. Yes, they're both shifters, but there's a reason why they didn't tell you. What's the reason? Very few humans know about shifters, and we like to keep it that way. People are afraid of what they don't know. We also don't want to end up in a lab as test subjects. Carol starts to smile slowly. I guess I can understand that. So, are we okay? Suddenly, Carol launches herself into my arms and kisses me erotically. I can't get enough of her. After we both pause to breathe, Carol says the words I want to hear. Julian, take me. My wolf howls and tells me it's time to claim our mate. Do you guys want me to read the rest of the book? I'm almost done. I guess I will. Chapter 7. In 5 seconds flat, I race up the stairs, carefully cradling my mate. After we enter her room, I gently place her in the middle of her bed. I hastily undress myself, then climb onto the bed beside her. I grasp her cheeks in my hands and aggressively attack her lips with my own. It's absolute heaven, and I'm in paradise. As we both suck and nip at each other's lips, I slowly lower the spaghetti straps of her summer dress down her arms until her luscious globes appear, and I begin to grope them. I lovingly kiss down her neck, shoulders, and then along her chest while she starts to moan. It's music to my ears, and my manhood starts to react to it. Oh, oh, darling, you're driving me insane. Julian, touch me more, please. I start to growl. Your wish is my command. As I continue to suck on her breast, I move one hand down her stomach to her gorgeous hips and remove her black lace panties, then onto her precious honey pot. I carefully massage her area with my nimble fingers. I can tell she's enjoying herself. Since her moaning is getting louder, so I decide to increase her pleasure. I lower my mouth from her bountiful chest to have a taste of her honey. As I lick and twist my tongue all over, I use my fingertips to pinch and rub her nub, and I'm definitely rewarded. Carol starts screaming in ecstasy while gripping my hair tightly. As she does this, a waterfall of her delicious and exquisite cream meets my mouth, and I gladly lick it all up and swallow it down. It's my new favorite dessert. I move myself up her body and wrap my arms around her. I was right. Carol looks at me with care. Right about what? Your honey is the sweetest thing I've ever tasted. I think I'm hooked. She giggles. Jillian, that was incredible. I've never orgasmed that hard before. There's plenty more where that came from. Carol grins from ear to ear. I do have to ask you something important, though. Anything. Oh, wait a minute. I do have to ask you something important, though. Anything. Will you agree to be my forever mate? Julian, of course I will. I know that what's between us is special. I love you and I don't care, and I don't want to lose that. Carol, I love you too. Carol smiles and blushes. She's adorable. Julian, what happens now? Now, my will mark you as our mate forever. We'll make love, and when I'm about to spill my seed into your wound, I'll bite you on your shoulder where it meets your neck. It will sting for a moment, then feel amazing. I will then seal it with my saliva, which will stop the bleeding. After that, anytime you're around another shifter, they will scent that you're my mate, and stay away. Carol nods her understanding. I'm ready, Julian. I want to spend my life with you. Carol, you don't know how happy that makes me. She leans backward onto the bed, pulling me on top of her while gazing at me with her come hither eyes. My mate is a goddess. We start kissing passionately and lovingly caress each other. I make sure I pay special attention to her luscious breast. Julian, I can't take anymore. Please take me. I don't hold off any longer. I grasp my manhood and place it at Carol's entrance. I look into her eyes and make sure that she's ready. With a nod of her head, I begin to enter her slowly. Oh my God, she's so tight. I have to make this last as long as I can. We stare into each other's eyes as I continue to enter her. Once I'm finally balls deep, I stay still for a moment, letting Carol adjust to my girth. When she's ready, I start to move. As the friction continues to increase, Carol and I both start to make mewling and moaning sounds. It's so hot and wild. I start to tweak her breast and she goes over the crest into ecstasy. Oh my God, Julian, don't stop. Yes. I pump faster and harder, and I'm almost there. Carol, My orgasm comes up on me so fast, I almost miss the opportunity to seal the mating bond. As I start to spill my seed into Carol's womb, I quickly get into position and mark her. Once my canines breach her flesh, she starts to scream. At first, in a bit of pain, and then in immense pleasure. I lick the wound closed. Carol, that was beyond wonderful. Thank you for agreeing to be my mate. This is a dream come true, Julian. We cuddle under the sheets and fall asleep. Chapter 8. Julian. Early the next morning, I wake up with my mate cuddled on my chest. This is paradise, here, right now. I look at the time on Carol's alarm clock and realize I have to be back at the pack house in an hour for alpha training. I really don't want to leave her right now, but I'll see her tonight. I gently kiss her on the forehead and she opens her eyes. Morning, I say. Carol yawns, then grins. Morning. Carol, I'm sorry, but I have to head out really soon. Father has work for me to do. It's okay, Julian. I have things to do as well. Why don't we meet up at the bar tonight? I don't start work until 6. Sounds wonderful. I kiss her with enthusiasm. Then I run to the bathroom, get dressed, and head out the door. After I arrive back at the pack house, I do 2 hours of alpha training. For the first time ever, I can't concentrate on it. All I can think about is Carol. Once the training is done, I head out for a run with Gabriel. We run in our wolf forms for about an hour before ending up at our swimming hole. After we jumped into the water and resurfaced, I decided to tell him about Carol and me. Gabriel, I wanted you to be the first to know. I marked and claimed Carol last night. Gabriel's eyes go wide. You what? I'm surprised by my brother's question. Gabriel, you already knew she's my fated mate. I just sealed the bond. Gabriel shakes his head. Look, Julian, I'm happy for you, but you do realize that mating Carol, a human, goes against Father's pack mating laws. I don't care, Gabriel. We're fated mates. Father can't ignore that. He'll just have to change the mating laws. Gabriel gives me a hug. Julian, I really do hope that Father sees it your way. I decide not to wait any longer. Gabriel and I shift back in our wolves and head home. Once we arrive home, we head to the Father's study. I knock on the door and Gabriel stays with me for support. What is it? What is it? Barks our father. It's us, Father. Well, come in, our father says gruffly. I open the door and we both go inside. What do you want, Julian? Father asks sharply. I step toward Father and take a deep breath. Father, I found my mate. It's about damn time, Julian. Which wolf is she? Michael replies. Father, about that. I say, I've already made it. I've already made it her, and she's human. What? Father yells, our father. He jumps up, full out growling, and his eyes are ringed with gold. I stand my ground. Father, we're fated mates. It's meant to be. Not in my pack, it's not. Michael tersely begins. You crossed the line, Julian. You'll pay for that. As Alpha of the Havenwood pack, I banish you from our land, starting immediately. But, Father, I'm your son and next in line. I protest. Not anymore. You're not. Effective immediately, I disown you, Julian. Gabriel will be my next in line. His soon-to-be mate is actually a wolf, Michael spits out. Boy, that voice just tore my throat up. I can't believe this. Fine. We'll live in the town then. You don't control the land it's on. We'll still be together. No, you won't, because I will kill her on sight when I find her. And I promise you, Julian, I will find her. I can't stand this. I can't lose my mate. I quickly shift into my wolf form, howl, and run out the door before Gabriel can even try to stop me. I have to get to Carol and get her out of town. Carol. I'm just getting myself ready to head into work. I also can't help thinking about Julian and what happened last night. It was incredible. The way he made me feel was glorious. I can't wait for a lifetime of that. As I'm about to head out the door, I notice Julian standing there on the front porch. I'm so happy to see him. I open the door and run into his arms. Julian, what a wonderful surprise. Are you here to take me to work? Then I notice that his face is red and that his eyes are tearing up. Julian, what's wrong? I'm so sorry, Carol. I didn't mean to wreck everything. I'm so confused. I have him sit down with me in two of the deck chairs. Now, Julian, start from the beginning. Julian takes a gulp of fresh air, then lets it out slowly. You see, our father, Michael, is very stuck in the old ways, including the mating laws. The rule is you can only mate another wolf shifter. Some packs have already adapted to new mating laws, but not our pack. Father won't allow it. I started to realize what happened. Let me guess. You told him that you mated a human and he's against it. So you have to move on with another wolf. Carol, I would never do that to you. You're my fated mate. Plus, I think my father knows that. That's why he did what he did. What did he do? He kicked me. He kicked me out of the pack and disowned me. He also threatened your life. I try to calm down, but I'm deeply upset for my mate. Then we'll live in town, away from your father. Carol, you don't understand. He's trying to make an example of me. He swore to me that he will kill you no matter where we are. I'm so overwhelmed, I start to cry. What are we going to do, Julian? Pack a bag. We're leaving Havenwood in an hour. What? Julian, I can't just leave my family. I'm sorry, Carol, but I know my father. He probably already has the enforcers out looking for us. Carol, please go pack a bag. I'll take care of you. Can I call the bar at least? Say goodbye? Julian shakes his head. Darling, as soon as you get to the payphone, then you can call your parents. I sadly head upstairs to my room to pack a bag. I take a final look around my room. I don't know when I'll be back or even if I will be back. Once I come back downstairs with my bag packed, Julian takes it from me and heads to a truck in the driveway. In the driveway. Julian, whose truck is that? Is this? It's Heather's. I'm surprised. You mean she knows what's going on? I don't think so. Not yet. I can't believe it. You stole Heather's truck? Look, my father shouldn't look for her truck right away. She's just bought it recently. I still don't have to like it. Julian smiles. That's also one of the reasons I'm in love with you. A tiny smile sneaks out of me. Julian takes my hand and leads me to the truck. It's time, Carol. Let's go start our life together. We both get into the truck, pull out of my parents' driveway, and head to a new place to begin our new life. Gabriel. This is unbelievable. So much has happened in the last 12. This is the last chapter, y'all. So this is unbelievable. So much has happened in the last 12 hours. Julian told me that he mated Carol, who's fully human, when he told our father Michael lost his shit. I knew he'd be mad, but I honestly didn't think he would disown and ban Julian from the pack. I mean, Julian's his own son. Heather and I will never do that to our future children. Just then, my bedroom door burst open, and Heather's standing in the doorway. Gabriel, what the heck is going on? Your father is spouting off orders to everyone. Heather, you may want to sit down. Gabriel, what's wrong? Julian mated Carol, then told father. Let's just say it didn't go over very well. He kicked Julian out and threatened Carol's life. Oh my God, that explains why my truck is missing. Gabriel, what are we going to do? We need to fix this. I promise you, Heather, I won't stop looking for my brother and Carol till we find them and bring them home. The end for now. Ooh, that was a good one to just read out and be done with it, because it leaves so much hanging there. Yes. Find out what happens in the first Havenwood Shifters book now. Havenwood Alpha, Havenwood Shifters Book 1. And Miss Andrea, when will that be out? Do we know? Thank you, Vincy. You know I love doing that to you girls. Alrighty. My team girls night. We have our little meeting come Saturday night, 8 o'clock. So bring your drink and all that other stuff. Andrea, thank you so much for letting me read it. I really appreciate it. It's a great little book. I loves it. I loves it. I loves it. All right, everybody. So next live read will be on here. Will be next Wednesday. I don't even remember who it was. So everybody have a great weekend. Read something, get outside, do something, enjoy your family. They're saying vaccinations, something about if you're fully vaccinated, you can now get out and around people without a mask on and all that fun stuff. So go do your thing and have a great weekend and enjoy your life a little bit. It's too short not to. I'll talk to you guys later. Happy reading.